It doesn't matter whether it's in Durban, South Africa, or any big city, USA. Bad guy carjacking and robbery tactics, they remain consistent. Hey guys, retired Lieutenant Todd Heaton here with Humilitas First. At this point, his hip and shoulder alignment indicate that he's just crossing the street. As it relates to violent robberies, proxemics is king. When this would-be carjacker reaches an apex point, we're going to see his hips and shoulders begin to pivot as we simultaneously see his support side hand clear the garment, and then he reaches with this strong side hand to draw the gun and begin to dominate by means of deadly threat. In this particular situation, the driver unexpectedly begins rapidly backing up, and so the would-be carjacker and his associate, well, they end up scampering off to be somebody else's problem. Okay, so what kinds of unexpected things could we do sooner to avoid being in this highly vulnerable position in the first place? First, we have to go back to the point where we're taking this exit. Looking ahead is part of situational awareness. What's the light look like? Is it red? Is it green? Just slow down your approach to that stoplight. You can call this slow rolling. In essence, it's just timing the light by radically slowing down. Bad guys use surprise. Hey, why is he suddenly turning towards me and mine and drawing a gun? Speed and violence of action. The drawing of the gun presents an imminent threat of great bodily harm or death. That is violence of action. That is domination. Clearly from the video, there was nobody behind this guy, so there was no reason in this case not to slow down and time the light. Personally, I would rather spend more time driving slow than sitting stopped in a vulnerable position at that light. The traffic light is a choke point. For anybody who understands how to clear a structure, think of this like a breach point, a kind of fatal funnel. We know that when it comes to clearing structures, we don't want to spend more time hanging out at the threshold in that fatal funnel. It's the same thing here. Initially, I was confused as to why our bad guy was approaching what I thought was the passenger side. I checked the news article and it said the bad guy charged towards the driver. And then I remembered in South Africa, the steering wheel is going to be on the opposite side as what I'm accustomed to in the United States. So why do bad guys target the driver for domination? Well, in part, so that the driver doesn't do something unexpected like, back up at a high rate of speed. Bad guys know if they establish domination and control over the driver, then they have a much higher probability of success as it relates to their crime. Look, as he's approaching this intersection, if he's paying attention to his flanks, he should be able to see this man approaching off his right flank. So stop here. Why? What's that going to do? It expands distance, removing the opportunity for the bad guy to acquire that close apex point. Bad guys don't shoot so well. Because they've lived lives of crime, they often don't have opportunities to train with competent firearms instructors. They literally need point blank range, which is perhaps 1 to 3 meters off the intended victim. They often seek an apex point, ballpark 3 to 4 meters, where they're going to launch their surprise attack. Lastly, Humilitas First teaches to simply avoid high crime geographical areas to begin with. So where did this happen? Well, Durban, South Africa, with a population of 3.72 million as of 2018. Is Durban, South Africa, is it a high crime dangerous area? Well, let's take a look. Just a quick internet search. According to Statista.com, these are the South African cities with the highest crime index for 2023. Number 2 is Durban, South Africa. As for me and my household, in as much as is possible, we're going to strive to avoid high crime dangerous areas to begin with.